Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of After It Drops, the commentary for single record, The Story of Aaron Hunter. It's again your host, Nelson Moses Lassiter, and I'm the writer, co-director, and also I play Aaron in the series. And let's just dive into it. This is one of my favorite scenes because I have to say Brian Fitzgerald, who plays DJ Busy Beats, he's just a phenomenal actor, and he knew nothing about DJing or anything, and he just kind of like literally studied so that he could really dive into the role and become that character, and did a great job. It was phenomenal, and he really brought a great magic to the show that was necessary. So, in this scene, you get a little bit of comic relief where you realize that he's this guy who's trying to make it, but like his family doesn't even think he has a real career. They're like, you can't make money being a DJ, or producing beats or anything like that. And he's just like, you can. So, he's like in the middle of a client meeting and his mom's calling, So, this is great too. We actually were able to get access to a legit studio in New York. They let us shoot there. A lot of artists have come through this place, and it's based in Harlem, and I think it's PVA Studios, and it was great. They gave us access, and we were able to really utilize a lot of their equipment and everything to make this happen. And what's really cool about this scene and this part of the story. Aaron he's been doing everything himself, and now he has a manager who's introducing him to all these different people, and it's time to really, take this to the next level. So, he's out there working with, this DJ trying to make things happen. And, he's like, well, listen, I'll throw the money down, but I got my own things, and, in order to, like, pull this together. So, you got to be real. If you're going to be real, we're going to do this, So what we did then is we cut straight to Wally Wow, played by Jonathan Elias, and it's great because this guy is a real, the real life, disc jockey and host. So it just made sense to have him be the one that would, introduce the actual song. So it's funny too. They're real, like all the photos in the back are just like real life photos of him with Issa Rae and like Karuchi and like all these other artists and musicians. It's great. So we put all that together, added a little bit of credibility to it, and we then get to hear the song that DJ Busy Beats and Aaron Hunter put together, which was titled Philly on Fire. So in this scene, you're kind of getting a flashback of them actually making the song, but then you get to actually get a montage of actually hearing the song. And it's one of those things where the producer, the manager, and the artist together realize like, oh yeah, we're onto something. We have something. What you get then is you'll see some shots of this other character walking, listening to the music, and that's when you're introduced to Shy, who is the brother of Aaron, who also wanted to have a music career, but he's like kind of secretly jealous of his brother's success. And that adds a lot of conflict to the story as it goes along. There's all these little crumbs that are being dropped in, And here we then have Kieran introducing Maxine. She is a firecracker, the owner of the record label. And she's just like a no-nonsense, don't take shit type of person. And she's so good. When she auditioned, she was the first and only person that I knew from the beginning, from the first audition. I was like, she's it. I gave everyone else a chance, but she was just phenomenal. Literally embodied exactly what we were looking for. This is kind of when you see Aaron being a dick, because he's kind of, cocky, as a lot of artists are. And he's kind of threatened by this one artist that he already knows of. And that's when you're introduced to Harmon Vegas, who is, he's a part of a boy band that's now going solo. And, he realizes that this artist is probably going to get a lot more attention than him as he's trying to make his career happen. So you kind of get that attitude happening. And, Maxine is here to just literally like put people in place. She's like, no, not on my label. That's not happening. So you kind of get her right here, just like, let me school you real quick. Let me actually tell you how this is going to go. Because if you're going to be on my label and one of my artists, you're not just going to run amok. Like, I'm going to like tell you how it's going to get done. You can either get with the program or you're gone. So that's kind of what she's doing here. And Aaron is just for the first time after the success of his album, getting knocked down a notch, realizing, oh, this is it's not just peaches and cream and rosy from here. I still have to put in the work. And Maxine then cracks her line, if it doesn't move me. Like, as soon as I saw that, I was just like, yes, we're keeping that. Keep that take. We're putting that in the show. And that's the moment where the story really gets put in motion, where Maxine lays down the rules, lays down the law. And it's like, listen, if your next song isn't a hit, your career is done. And this is really where the story starts to pick up, because she is pretty much saying, like, everything's contingent on this. So figure it out. And that's where the story of Single Record truly begins. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.